What is up, Retromaniacs? My name is Mike. His name's Joe. His name's EP, and we are here to talk about cards. This week, we're going to give you our top 5 favorite ultra modern insert cards. We're pretty much retro guys, but we're going to talk about some ultra modern because not all cards they make are bad. A lot of them, but not all of them. So we're going to get to the list. Start off with number 1 on our list, the Kaboom. Everybody loves the Kaboom. We love the Kaboom because we are retro guys, and they kind of remind me of like the old Prism stuff, the early 90s, like when they just first started making insert cards. So I think they look pretty cool, kind of an homage back to that day and time, but they're modernized and super popular insert. These are going to be one of the inserts that when people that are younger doing their videos 20 years from now, they're going to be talking about how much they love these from back in their childhood. So that's number 1 on our list. What do you think, guys?
Wait, so this whole list is ultra modern cards?
Yeah, didn't you get the memo?
I
feel like this was your idea.
Hold on a second.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Okay, got it.
Fresh soda, yeah.
Okay.
This was your idea, Joe.
It was. I just wanted to crack open the beer for effect. Yeah, I love the Kabooms because they are Pacific Prism cards, and I like how, like where everything is kind of like paralleled to death. This one does have some parallels, but it's not like over the top parallels. You've got the base, you've got the gold out of 10, and I believe the greens are the 1-of-1s. And the greens, I don't love green as a color for cards, but they actually kind of look nice. The golds are great. I mean, I think golds are always going to hold a certain level of value. And the Kaboom, the idea of having like a case hit that actually feels like a case hit is kind of cool. Now, we were spoiled back in the 90s. These were our base cards for Pacific Prism.
Yeah, they were.
But we can't complain about everything looking like an insert nowadays when Pacific Prism looked like an insert as a base set back then. But yeah, Kabooms, they're really, really nice. And we every time we talk about Kabooms, I feel like we have to shout out our buddy Mike Jones, who famously pulled a Kaboom from a retail box.
Right.
He can make money ripping retail. He proved it. But he pulled the CJ Stroud rookie Kaboom. Really, really cool card. And I like how they have horizontal and vertical depending on where you pull them now. I think that's a cool little twist to it. But yeah, they look clean, but they draw your attention.
Yeah, the prisms back in the day were very cool. They were very innovative. I was never a huge fan. I have a couple of them just because they are from our era, but they were okay. They just had a really wild background with the cutout of the player. Where I think the Kabooms are like a step above that, a step forward in this, as far as it's concerned. So that's why I feel like the Kaboom was a slam dunk pick for this list, and especially for us. I do enjoy the Kabooms. I don't own any myself, and in my opinion, this is one of the few cards being made right now that deserve the hype that they get.
Yeah, and we talk a lot about making inserts mean something again, and this is an insert set that does. So, like, you get paralleled to death. Parallels are fine. It's kind of cool, but at some point, it just gets to be too much. You collect certain players. I guarantee there are people out there that are just like, oh, God, not 30 more for this year. It gets hard to collect everything when every set has so many parallels. It's just nice to have an insert card that means something in the hobby because these were big and they could be. We talk about it all the time. They could make cool stuff and make them mean something, and it didn't have to be a parallel. It'll be something different than that people would like because it's different than. So, All right, number 2. The heavy lumber set out of Topps. EP, you had brought this one up, and I was wholeheartedly in agreement. Again, we talk about doing insert cards, doing things on different kind of print stock. Printing cards on wood is kind of cool. Pinnacle Aficionado did it back in the 90s, which was really unique at the time, and Topps has done it here and there at different spots. And I like this. It is different. Again, it's different than a parallel. It's different than just a shiny refractor type of insert. This is something when you pull it out of a pack, you go, oh, that's cool. Or if you hate it, you go, oh, that's really dumb, but
Just
still,
splinter.
it gives you a reaction either way. It's not just, oh, here's another shiny refractor insert. These are really cool. Big fan. I wish they would do some more different types of stock that they print on. Maybe they will, probably won't, but this one we'll enjoy it while it's here.
EP.
Oh, you
You
want me to go
pulled
first?
one. I'm
Okay.
going to let you go
Okay.
first on
Okay.
this one. You
I
had
did.
one and you graded one.
I did actually pull one out of a top series 2 mega box, I think, in 2023. And I pulled a Shohei Ohtani heavy lumber card and I sent the PSA, got a 10. I sold it for $250 on eBay. So I mean, like I'm a little bit biased about this set, but again, it's one of those cards where as soon as you like Mike said, as soon as you open this pack, we talked about die cut cards last week as well, and about how it was like you can tell, oh my gosh, there's something really cool here. Like you look at the side of the profile of the pack, and there's something that looks wooden, like as brown is not white or whatever, or whatever. Like you're like, oh my gosh, like it actually really pops and really makes it stand out. And then when you actually look at the card, the design is actually very well done for the card, or the Ohtani one was anyway. And so I super enjoy different mediums as well. Metal cards, wood cards. We talked about felt cards. We're going to talk about felt cards at some point in the couple days.
Yeah.
But yeah, just different mediums that make for a different experience when you're opening cards. And these are pretty limited. So on top of being this really cool thing, they're also really tough to pull, which makes them valuable, which is just added bonus.
Yeah. Like EP said, we might talk about a felt card that is going to be a 3 card, maybe. I don't know. I can't see into the future, guys. But the different medium thing you said, I wish they would do more of it, Mike. Maybe for football, maybe they do the equivalent of this. It can't be heavy lumber, obviously, because that wouldn't make so much sense. But maybe they do something with like a football kind of material or something. Like there are opportunities there. Yeah, they're probably a little bit more expensive to print, but like you said, EP, you see that in the pack and you're like, what I get? Like you're really, really excited for it. And there's a lot of opportunities I don't know if there's autograph versions of those. I don't know if there's, we talked about not liking parallels, but maybe a shorter print of it, maybe put a piece of a jersey in a piece of heavy lumber, like do something wild. Like that's all we want. That's all we want. I mean, they used to do it in the 90s, do it now, do something wild with it. So yeah, like you were saying, EP, the joy of pulling something different out of a pack doesn't happen too often. So when it does, you gotta put a spotlight on it.
Remember the football inserts that had the grass, like the turf background on the car? It was printed on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they should do. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Call us. We'll help you do this. Michael Rubin, you don't know what you're doing. Give us a call. We'll help you.
He's my communicator. You just
don't do
that. No? Okay.
All right. The next card. We broke EP again. Sorry. I snorted. Fantastic. People pay good money for that.
They do.
They
do.
Loses it.
This is Patreon content right here for free. We're giving it away for free.
But the next one, they've been around for a while, but sketch cards. Sketch cards are way more popular now than they were. They were kind of a just uber rare thing in the 90s when you could pull something maybe 1 in a million packs. But nowadays they're pretty common, but some really cool stuff, like having all these different artists do all these different cards, and they're a lot more accessible to people. Not saying that you should spend $3,500 a box for Star Wars to get a jumbo sized one, but all kinds of sketch cards out there, and they're at a price point now because there are more of them out there that people can get this stuff and not have to pay an arm and a leg.
I love sketch. Go back and watch some of the Fleer Ultra Wolverine content. The most excited.
Do we have any of that on the channel?
We have a little bit. We have a smidge of it.
Oh, okay.
The most excited I was when I pulled that sketch card of Wolverine from Hulk 181 style. Chris Foreman was the artist on that. Just a really, really cool card. It was not the most valuable card that I pulled out of Fleer Ultra Wolverine, but guess what? I was the most excited for that card. It was just because it's different. Again, there's a theme here. Something that's different, right? And to your point, Mike, yeah, there we're talking about ultra modern and the Simpsons had an art card back in 1993. Yes, 1 in 482 million packs. Sure, you could pull it, but they are much more accessible. Rittenhouse with the Marvel products started doing them quite a bit. Then Upper Deck took over. Rittenhouse still does sketch cards for Star Trek cards, which is wild. I pulled one and it was a character from Deep Space Nine. I'm like, oh, seriously, this is the sketch card I got. But still, that's the gambit. That's kind of how you pull in
Nobody
a kaboom
knows
of a player
what
you
any
don't
of
care.
that means.
Yes, most people do. So anyway, so I'll keep talking Star Trek. Don't make me do it. So anyway, they're just, it's really, really cool to have something like that is a one-on-one. Like there's not going to be another one like that out there. And to have that and have them accessible, some of them, there's a guarantee one per box. I opened up a box of Rick and Morty. That product had one per box. There's some every 2 or 3 cases you would get one. I think Marvel, it's a case hit and things like that. So the different levels of scarcity, the different levels of the artist and their talent will determine the value. But yeah, overall, it's just cool when you notice that there's a little bit of, like you said with the wood card, EP, you turn it to the side and you kind of see something different, or you feel a sleeve in the pack and you know that there's probably going to be a sketch card in there. So yeah, very, very cool.
Yeah, I had previously had a kind of a mixed feeling on sketches. One of the issues is like they're so rare, they're so limited that when you get one, I feel like the chances are you're going to get one that, like you said, like the Deep Space Nine one. Like you're not going to get one that you want. Like that's one of my things that I worry about. And then when I saw you, but I love that they're one-on-ones. But then when you pulled that one out of Wolverine, it kind of changed my thought. Actually, and like most of the sketches from the Ultra Wolverine that you pulled were very cool, and so that kind of like shifted my thoughts on sketches to be more like that. I do love that they're one of one. I do love their original work from the artist. Like that stuff's really very, very, very cool.
All right, next on our list. This one's interesting because it's a card that was around in the 90s, but redone now with a little bit of a twist. I'm going specifically with the Logo Fractor version of the All-etched cards. Now, the regular All-etched cards are also fantastic. These are very similar. Same card, they just have the MLB logos in the background, but I think that really makes it different than what the originals were. I think the new ones are better looking than the ones they had in the 90s, which says a lot. They used a lot of bright colors on these, and they really pop when you look at the cards. They're a set that I remember from the 90s, but I didn't remember how much I liked them until they released the new ones, which I have to be fair. When we first talked about these, I was very critical of it because they showed a picture of it and it didn't look like it had any of the etching on it. And the cards looked very plain and basic. And I was very disappointed that they were taking something and like dumbing it down a little bit, but they actually did improve on them. So I'm glad that the actual product, when it came out, looks like it did. And you take it and do the Logo Fractor version. These are just amazing looking cards.
Yeah, I have multiple of the All-etched cards from back in the day, the older ones. And I didn't think about it, but the newer ones they definitely pop more, and that actually makes a huge difference when you're looking at a refractor, let alone the Logo Fractor. It seems very simple to me. The MLB logo is a cool logo, but to like splash that thing across the entire card really just makes it stand out. Like really makes the refractoriness of it.
That's the word. Yeah.
Refractoriness.
Yeah. It just makes it really stand out. I have not held one myself, but I've seen the videos of it. Like it really makes it stand out.
So, as Mike said at the beginning, this was my idea. There are some cool ultra modern cards out there. I know it's rare, but it happens, right? What's even more rare is to say this ultra modern card. We were going to do a video of our 5 favorite ultra modern cards that are better than the original, but we couldn't come up with any except for this one. This might be the only one that's better than the original, that's actually improved with age. I opened up a box of Topps Chrome football somewhat recently. Base Topps Chrome. I was going through my Topps Chrome inserts. I had a bunch of these All-etched cards, and they're fine. The refractor versions are better, but the ultra modern versions are even better. And that's, again, I hate fanatics. I hate ultra modern for the most part, but they're pretty cool cards. They're really well designed. They pop. They have that shine to them. They have that etching to them. They when you sent the picture of I forget who the player was that you sent, Mike. Even through the picture on the phone, it was like, wow, that is a really, really sharp card. So yeah, this is one of the few times where looking back at something that was created 25 plus years ago to now, it actually looks a little bit better now, which is rare.
It's also exciting to think about like the NFL and NBA logos when they get those licenses, having those as well. Like, they're going to be really cool cards too.
Yeah,
That is cool. My favorite Paul Heyman card out of the recent stuff is the
WWE.
WrestleMania logo and the Panini.
Oh
Prism.
yeah.
Like, that's just a really cool card. And even though there are more of those than some of the other numbers, they sell for more because they're very popular. It's just something about having the logo of the organization they're part of.
Doesn't that make
really
you feel happy that there's more of them, but they sell for more? Like, that's how it
Yes,
should be.
yes,
Like,
yes,
it
yeah.
looks better,
Mhm.
right? So that should be
It
worth more.
totally
It's
should
not
be,
this
absolutely.
manufactured scarcity where you put a number on the back of it and you better want this one more because there's less of them. No, this other one looks better. Like that,
Yep.
Of course you're going to want that
Love it.
one.
Of course, ironically, you use the term manufactured scarcity right before we go to our number one card. But these cards are fantastic. We talked on the podcast from the time we first heard about these. We loved this idea. I think they've executed it perfectly. They've gotten people to love these cards instantly. It is the Topps MLB debut cards. Just when you talk about innovation, this is probably the biggest innovation that I think that the newer card companies have had in a long time. It's just fantastic to have the players wearing that special patch and to get the actual patch put in a card. Unfortunately, I'm never going to own one of these. I wish I had the opportunity to own one, but I never will unless I would get lucky randomly, which isn't going to happen. But still, I love it. I love everything about this card. Like, I do. And I love that people have already taken this card and made it the card. You're in an era where there are all kinds of one-on-ones. Everybody has all kinds of rookies, all kinds of parallels. But Topps has successfully taken it and made the best rookie card. There's no question. If somebody plays baseball, they have an MLB debut card. That's their top card you can get of them. And I think that's pretty cool.
These cards are so popular that two things. One, Joe Day actually likes them. Joe Day is willing to say
baseball
that Fanatics did something cool with a card and it's a baseball card. Like, it is shocking. That's how cool these cards are. I actually like them.
Mark this date down on the calendar.
Yes. I'm every time
He's
we talk
gushing
about
about
these,
Fanatics.
I've been pro Fanatics and I've been pro baseball for these. And you can tell they're super popular because Fanatics is probably going to bastardize them, right? Like, how cool is that? They're going to go out and make debut ones. They're planting the seeds, boys. You know they are. They're going to.
I'm just hoping not. I'm hoping
They're
not.
going to.
Fingers
They've been
crossed,
teasing us. There's going to be a debut patch somehow of Ken Griffey Jr. There's going to be one of Nolan Ryan. They're going to have all of them. Don't worry. They'll be out there. That being said, if they keep it true like these are and as they should be, I'm so excited for football. Not that I'm going to own any of them, like you said, Mike. The only chance of me owning one of these debut patches is if I buy a ticket to like a Pirate game and charge the mound and try and take it from the player, like try and rip the patch off of his uniform. I have a better chance of that happening.
That on video?
Oh yeah, I'll have someone record it for sure. But I have a better chance
We'll bail
of
you out,
that
too.
happening than I do actually pulling one of these cards. But the football ones are going to be cool. The basketball ones are going to be cool. Hell, they may do Marvel ones. Who knows? I mean, they're gonna squeeze this orange and get as much juice as possible out of it because they're such cool cards. And I will say, last point, I really appreciate that they're actually redemptions. I know that sounds crazy. I want that card to be as pristine as possible. I want it in a one touch. I want it sealed. I want it sent to me or wherever it goes directly from Fanatics. I don't want it in a pack to get dinged and mangled and things like that. I appreciate that they're doing this. I love these cards, and that's saying a lot.
So Captain America comes out at the end of this week. So is he going to show up with a little patch?
No, they're going to go to
from
Times
House, is it?
Square and get like all the people that dress up like Marvel characters to wear a patch.
Okay.
And then they're going to
Or
Okay,
joking
all right.
aside, would it shock you if they had them wear something during the movie?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is he going to show up at the movie and like the first scene that he shows up, he's going to have this like a little patch that's going to disappear for the rest of the movie? Is that
Would it shock you? It would
no? Not
shock
at
me.
all.
No,
Not
not at all.
Not at all. No. So
Beefing is your time up, EP?
Yeah, apparently.
Imagine
This
how
is
cool it would
Patreon.
be if like WWE though, if they had during WrestleMania, if all the wrestlers
Yes.
wore like a patch, like they like it doesn't have to just be a debut thing. I think that's kind of where they'll go with some of it, but that would be really cool to have, you know, from special events like that. They have, if somebody's wearing it in a Super Bowl, they could do a Super Bowl patch. It just, there are a lot of ways they could go with it that they don't necessarily bastardize it too bad, but
The Larry David autograph that we were talking out of Topps flagship on the pod we talked about. Imagine if he was wearing a first pitch patch or something like that.
yeah,
We'd
definitely.
we'd be going crazy over it about how cool it is. So yes, hopefully they do stuff like that where they don't bastardize it, but money.
well, one of the cool things I like about this is like the superfractor, the Bowman superfractor has been the card. Like if people like the ultimate Mike Trout card, it's been that card for the longest time. And this is kind of like taking back the rookie card, like giving the rookie card back to the hobby, which I think is kind of cool. Like this card has surpassed I think it surpassed the superfractor in terms of the excitement over it. And I think that's kind of cool as old school collectors who back in the day, like getting that, the Tony Gwynn rookie card or the Ricky Henderson rookie card, that was always the chases to get that rookie card. And so kind of like to kind of give that back to the rookie card is kind of a cool thing.
All right, there you have it. Let us know in the comments, as always, what is your favorite ultra modern insert set? Let us know. We want to hear. We'll talk to you about it. We'll tell you how wrong you are if it's not one of the ones we put on our list. We're kidding. We kid. Yeah. All right, guys. That was a lot of fun. See you next week. Take care, guys.
See you, boys.
See ya.